Hello viewers, you are welcome to another edition of the Big League Soccer. Yes, my name is Kozim Ilegbede. I remain your regular host, and as you can see, my smiles are very, very broad. Yes, because as a Liverpool fan, what more can we desire? The boys are making us dream, and we'll continue to dream until the reality is achieved. Yes, as usual, I'm not alone on the program today. I have my friends, my group of analysts, starting from Remy Olatunde on my immediate right. Remy, how are you?
Yes, Kazim, you can see I'm not smiling.
Yes, it was a bad weekend for Chelsea fans.
I will not smile.
Chelsea lost at Crystal Palace. It was a shocking result.
But it's a pleasure being here.
Right. Yeah. And Babatunde Sulaiman Alao, you are welcome.
Thank you, I'm fine.
Arsenal rallied back to snatch a draw against City.
Yes.
And the Gunners are gunning.
We are gunning. We are still going to go some go down.
Predicting says you are still in the title race.
Of course.
Good. Arsenal fans, now don't yell. So, we start the program today looking at the EPL, the most exciting league and the most exciting season. Yes, like Baba rightly said, there are still 4 teams who could realistically aspire to become EPL champions this season. It's the first time since the EPL era that this will be happening, and that is why we say the league is the most exciting league in the world. Remy, I want us to look, first of all, what happened? Chelsea losing to Crystal Palace.
Well, I think it's one of those things. In football, you can never really predict anything. You are not certain. I won't say the firepower that Chelsea had on the day was not enough to overpass Crystal Palace. But I think it's just one of those things that you really can't explain. However, yes, given the quality that Chelsea have, I don't know why they start games very slow. Are they taking other things for granted, or they feel that the title is done and dusted when they have all this pack of wolves coming behind them?
It's
something I can't really find.
That's a question for Mourinho, not me really. But Baba, losing to Aston Villa and then Crystal Palace, that's and then beating Arsenal, that's 3 points from 9.
Yeah.
At the business end of the title race. Will you say Chelsea is becoming tired, or will you say Mourinho has lost the Midas touch? He has written off the team. Of course, a lot of people are still saying it's mind game. But hey, if you look at it, Liverpool have their fate in their hands, and then City, if they win all their matches. So for me, it's more of a 2-horse race rather than 4. But fine, the other 2 teams could rightly aspire. So will you say Chelsea are becoming tired? 2 questions. Or will you say Mourinho has lost the Midas touch?
I won't say Mourinho has lost the Midas touch because he knows the team very well.
Right.
And even from the beginning of the season, he's been saying that he doesn't have good strikers. He's just been managing.
Now, whose fault is that?
And I think Chelsea have tried so far.
But whose fault? Because he was given some money. He spent nearly 100 million.
He couldn't get to buy the strikers he wants.
Whose fault?
What?
It's nobody's fault. January.
That's the market forces.
It's not January. It's not January.
It's the market forces.
Mourinho was announced around April last year. So he knew all along that he was going to coach Chelsea. He knew the deficiencies in Chelsea. Okay, so whose fault if you couldn't get a striker in summer?
If you identify certain players, that's if those clubs wants to sell, and that is if that particular player also wants to come to your club. So a lot of factors come into play.
Let us be very, very frank here.
Okay.
That is what they call blowing teams out of water in transfer. What do they mean? It means paying over the top to get your man. That is what Fergie did by getting Van Persie. Nobody will put 24 million on an injury-prone aged striker at the time Fergie did. So Fergie practically blew Arsenal out of the water.
And that's
what Arsenal failed to do to Liverpool.
The Van Persie case.
Mourinho failed to do to Manchester United.
The Van Persie case, it was easier for Manchester United because already Van Persie was about going.
Yes.
And his contract is about running out. So that's what I'm saying. If you want to get your top player, you identify top players that you want. If they are still tied down, to a longer contract and they are doing at their club, they have to look very well before they leave.
Who were the strikers that Mourinho identified?
Mourinho wanted Wayne Rooney.
He wanted Rooney.
Yes.
He wanted Cavani, or he wanted Lewandowski.
Let us stop even at Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
Okay? Do you think if Chelsea truly, if they saw that Rooney was the key, do you think Abramovich will not be ready to spend like 80 million to get a Rooney?
It wasn't the money. The question was
Manchester United ready to send Rooney?
I'm sure.
Just like you are not ready to let Suarez go.
Liverpool have allowed Suarez to go because
to Arsenal.
It was because Arsenal made the receive offer of 40 million plus £1. That was the receive. I mean, so we will leave it. So the question is, you said Mourinho has not lost the Midas stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, but I think the team is getting tired.
Yeah, fatigue is setting in, and when it comes down to the rundown or to the league, you know, all these smaller teams, some of them are fighting to avoid the drop. So everybody comes with just 7 games to go. It is a very, very tight game. And beside the stadium that Chelsea played the last time against Crystal Palace, is a smaller stadium. So they didn't get the luxury of having so much space to be able to draw out those players from Crystal Palace. And because they were so determined and the facility for Chelsea, it's a matter of time and they capitulated.
Crystal Palace, they are due credit.
No, I'm giving them their due credit.
I must really say that they almost looked the better team on the day.
Yeah, and his color could have been wider.
That's why I said
had better strikers or quality strikers. It could have been 5-6.
But I still maintain that stadium is smaller compared to what we have as
stadium was smaller.
It's smaller.
They are 3-0. It shouldn't be.
They are not the same teams.
Yes.
They are not the same teams.
Anyway.
But I think fatigue played a very big part in Chelsea's loss.
Okay, fine. And we look at the running of the 4 contenders, so to speak. Like I said, I believe it's a 2-horse race. But Pellegrini, Babatunde Alao, and a lot of Arsenal fans still believe it's a 4-horse race. Let us look at their running. Chelsea seems to have the easiest running. Is this a hope for the Chelsea fans, Remy? Because the only big game of the remaining 6 is actually against Liverpool.
Well, I think to a large extent it depends on the mentality of the players.
Great.
Because
against Palace, against Villa,
yes,
they were supposed to win, but they lost.
Exactly. You say Crystal Palace, easy running. Everybody was like, oh, 6-0 is coming. And here we are talking about a defeat. So
what we are saying is that there are no easy runnings for Chelsea. In fact, they should fear those small teams.
He said something just now. Everybody's trying to avoid the drop.
Right.
So it's going to be fighting for survival. Is going to be giving all that
everything you have got.
Sure that yes, you do not.
Okay, so Remy, in your opinion, who are the title favorites?
Well, I still maintain that because of the outstanding match between Liverpool and Chelsea, that might play against Liverpool to an extent.
Okay.
I'm looking at City, not one because of the outstanding games they have won.
They have two outstanding
matches. Then they are playing against Liverpool, and I think to a large extent that will be a deciding factor. But then everybody expected that by the time they confront Arsenal, that it will be a situation whereby they win it, and that will give them a huge boost to move ahead. But the fact that they fumbled against Arsenal gives hope to every other person that there is a possibility.
They didn't fumble against us. You can't expect them to just come down and beat us.
So get to the point. Who is your title favorite?
I'm still giving it to Man City.
Great. Baba?
It's difficult to say because of the 2 outstanding games Manchester City has. I think you want to assume that they have the. So it's the title is there for is theirs to lose. But I'm tipping Liverpool.
You are tipping Liverpool.
Just in case Manchester slip up, I'm taking Liverpool.
Liverpool fans, you know your fate is in your hands. Win the remaining 6 games, you become league champions for the first time since 1990. But Baba and Remy have unanimously given it to Man City for whatever reason. So City fans, if you're out there, yes, you have 2 more people, 2 more experts tipping you to win the title. Baba, it's a surprise you didn't mention Arsenal.
We are top 4 specialists. We are not specialists in failure, but we are top 4 specialists.
So viewers, this is where we go on break. Catch you soon. Yes, welcome back. It's still the big league soccer. And this time around, we go to Spain, where Real Madrid, after 2 successive defeats, redeemed themselves in quotes now by winning 5-0. Cristiano Ronaldo was among the goals. Gareth Bale scored twice. But, surprise, surprise, Bale, Ronaldo, and the entire Real Madrid team were booed at the Santiago Bernabeu by their own fans. Remy, what do you make of that?
First and foremost, how much have they spent to get in the needed players? On all, you know, on the planet right now, it's arguably, it can be said that Real Madrid has assembled the greatest quality when it comes to players. Let's take the Messi factor out of Barcelona, right, first and foremost. And they had, you know, they had the league in their hands and they just allowed it to sleep. I mean, every fan was expecting that with the firepower they had and with the quality that they had, that they would go all the way. First and foremost, in losing to their arch rivals, Barcelona, it says a lot because the fans are getting fed up. Yeah. Expectedly, had even they won that game against Barcelona, it will have given them a cushion at the top and they will comfortably run the rest of the season to the title. But right now, their title hope is in serious jeopardy. It's not only the fact that Barcelona is ahead of them, right, Atletico Madrid is right there at the top.
Right.
So, for the fans to boo them, I believe the fans do.
For an average Madrid person, that's the, especially if you are not an Atletico Madrid, that's a big slight. I mean, Atletico at the top, Barcelona at Santiago Bernabeu. So there is no way. So, well, yeah, but is it, Baba, do you think it is too early to write off Real Madrid? I mean, football could be very fickle. Before 2 weeks, a fortnight ago, they were on top of the world. They won 18 straight matches. They've not lost in over 30 matches and all that. But 2 weeks, just 2 weeks, 2 defeats, and fans are already booing the players. Do you think it's early? It's too early to write them off?
It's too early. It's just 31 rounds of matches, and if you look at the gap between all the 3 clubs, it's just 3 points. So, I mean, if Atletico Madrid goes and lose a game now, I mean, that lead is gone. Yes. So a week can decide a lot of difference in this thing. So, but for the fans who are booing Ronaldo, I think it's just an issue of frustration on their part. So
justifiably so?
Maybe not. But if you are frustrated, then you are likely to act irrationally.
Another issue for Real Madrid is that should they end tied, as in point-wise now, with Barca and Atletico, they will still fall short because head-to-head, they are behind those 2 teams. 6 points considered against Barcelona, only got 1 point against Atletico Madrid. And in Spain, it is not goals difference. In case there is tying points, it is head-to-head. So if the 3 teams end on the same points, Real Madrid will finish 3rd, which is the position they are now. No. So maybe to some extent, one can understand the frustration of the fans. But keep faith, keep the belief. Real Madrid might still win the league, especially as one Don Fabio Capello said recently. So we are watching here. We want to see how it's going to pan out. From Spain, we go to Italy. We are runaway leaders. Juventus lost for the first time in 22 matches. And their conquerors are Rafael Benitez, Napoli. Napoli won 2-0 to at least cement their 3rd place position. It was Juventus' first defeat in 22 matches. Of course, Baba, I don't think this is going to impair seriously on their title aspirations. What do you say?
I don't think so. I mean, if you have gone for a very long time unbeaten and losing, it's expected. So, and if you can see the gap between Juventus and Napoli, that's about 20-point gap.
And the Roma.
They can even afford to dash them some other points. So, I don't think that will affect Juventus' confidence.
And Remy, Bayern also were altered. They didn't win over the weekend. They drew. Actually, they drew. Will you say that had anything to do with their Champions League midweek clash against Manchester United?
I think for them, they've already won the league.
They've won the league, of course. They've wrapped it up.
Their attention right now is on Champions League. And if they decide to dash all the points that is remaining to the other teams,
yes, but what about history? What about record? I mean, keep winning, because the better, the more you win, the better for your record. The longer your record will endure. Okay, so now it's broken. The winning run has stopped.
The truth of the matter is that whether we like it or not, just like Juventus, there must come a time when they might lose or drop points.
Okay.
So it's not just about record. It's the fact that let's not forget how many competitions are they involved in. Fatigue will surely set in.
Okay.
Tired legs, and eventually, don't forget that while they have won the league, there are other teams that are still fighting for something in the league. So while they are putting their effort, the other people might be putting more effort while they are relaxing, because already for them the league is done and dusted.
Fine, and that takes us to Champions League. Manchester United. Yes, good news for Manchester United fans. It was an easy victory over the weekend. They won 4-1, despite having to come from one goal behind. They defeated Aston Villa 4-1. A very good warm-up for Bayern Munich. Incidentally, that was announced before the game, before the kickoff. The fans sponsored a flight and they carried a banner. The wrong one. Moyes out, but the team responded. Yes, they survived the initial setback of conceding a goal and then went on to win 4-1. Remy, do you think this is a good morale booster for them ahead of the almighty clash against Bayern Munich?
Well, whether it boosts their morale or not, for me, I think it's false hope. Because yes, I think it's false hope. Because
United.
The only prayer that any United fan will pray is that they don't get disgraced too much on that day. But if it is their performance against Aston Villa and they are, banking on that as a moral booster to help them overcome Bayern, I don't see that happening.
Baba, I insist that United could do a Chelsea on us. 2 seasons ago, yes, Chelsea were in similar disarray and even had to change a coach mid-season and brought in a rookie coach in court, because Roberto Di Matteo at the time, his only career was having coached West Brom, leading them to the Premier League. Okay, but they went all the way and won the Champions League against all expectations. They overcame teams like Napoli, Benfica, Barcelona, and in the final, Bayern Munich. Do you think David Moyes, with all the troubles he has had, could do a Roberto Di Matteo on us?
I would say it's a different scenario from what we had with Chelsea the other time, because if you remember, Chelsea has been pursuing Abramovich. They have been pursuing the Champions League for a very long time. They have been putting everything to just get at the Champions League. There was a time they were very good. They got very near. So it's just like it's the focus that we need the Champions League. It could be the reason why they weren't doing very well in the league at that particular time. But the Man U scenario is such that you have an aging set of players that Moyes inherited from Fergie. So it is about survival for Man U now. And for them to think that maybe they can have a go at Bayern Munich, I think they'll have another thing coming.
Well, viewers, United fans especially, football is unpredictable, and that is why we all love the game. My group of analysts might have lost hope on United. I keep the faith. I hope you United fans too will keep the faith. Yes, there could be surprises. Remy, the Spanish derby, Barcelona against Atletico Madrid. Talking about another Champions League fixture. How do you think this will pan out?
Well, these are rivals that they are used to each other.
Incidentally, first and second on the log.
On the log. So it's been quite interesting this season for the Spanish league. At least we are not having a Barcelona, Real Madrid always. And taking that particular form also to the Champions League, I think is a match to behold. And I think Atletico Madrid will want to make a statement.
They have no choice.
Yes, that they have not gotten this far with all their achievements by fluke. And I'm sure that they'll be going all out against Barcelona. But then, we will never rule out Barcelona.
Barca at home,
for
first
who
leg.
They are and what they can do.
Barca at home, first leg. So who wins?
At the Camp Nou, I'll give it to Barcelona.
Great. Baba?
Well, it's going to...
Because you are going to analyze another match. Who wins? Barca first leg.
I'll drop my hat with Barcelona.
Okay, fine. Then I want you to look at Real Madrid against Borussia Dortmund. Repeat of last season semi-final, and people are talking about revenge. Do you think Real Madrid could actually avenge themselves for what Dortmund did last season?
I think they are capable of doing that this time around, and because the prestige is at stake and a lot of other things is at stake in this game, because Madrid are looking at if they can win the La Liga, of course they'll be aiming for the Champions League. They have the players to do it. They have a very experienced coach, and Dortmund, the way they are now, they are not as strong as the way they were the other time. So I'm tipping my heart that Madrid will skate through.
Will skate through. You are not even talking about the first, but Madrid play the first leg at home, and that could be a big factor, because I mean, when you play the return leg at home, it is sometimes helpful. But Madrid are playing just like last season. They played the first leg at home. Anyway, so you are tipping you have to go all the way.
Yeah.
Remy?
I think home and away, I give it to Madrid because they are really under pressure right now.
So, Remy, Chelsea against PSG. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the guy is very hot now.
Well, whether
At 32.
whether the Zlatan factor is there or not,
Cavani is there as well. Am I scaring you?
You're not. You're not. In fact, for that fixture when it came out, I'm very, very confident that Chelsea will scale through. Not because of the fact that Chelsea have more quality than PSG, and not because of the Mourinho factor, but just because of the belief. I believe that with what has happened to Chelsea in the EPL lately, they'll be looking to redeem their image.
Okay.
And for them, talking about image, I think the last 4 is something that they will want to go for.
That's the minimum.
That is the minimum.
Okay.
And I even think coming from Abramovich himself, who is the owner of Chelsea, he will be looking at, if possible, winning the crown for the second time. Okay. And he believes that he's got what it takes to do it.
Baba, what's your take?
Well, I think it's going to be a very tight game, and
the first leg is in Paris.
It's going to be very, very tight, and I wouldn't agree with the fact that he is saying that they have more better players than PSG. I don't think that, because even Mourinho himself is being haunted by the presence of Ibrahimovic, and not to talk of Cavani. You are talking of a PSG side that is playing a totally different brand of football, and they are coming there. The confidence is on the rise, and I mean, this is the time to show that they can do it at the biggest level. So I want to see the motivation, and I think that should push them through to get a win against Chelsea in the first leg.
Gentlemen, let me ask you this. Chelsea won the Champions League 2 seasons ago. They won the Europa League last season. Of course, Mourinho keeps deriding that, keeps casting aspersions.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't agree. But do you agree that Chelsea is an improved squad this season than last season or than 2 seasons ago, Remy? Yes or no? I'm talking about the quality of the squad. Has it been improved?
I think so.
Fine.
I think so.
Fine. If you think it has improved, then you expect Chelsea to win something this season.
Now you're boxing me.
No. I'm going somewhere. You expect, because with an inferior squad in quote, you won the Champions League. With an inferior team, you won the Europa League. Okay. With a superior team now, you have to win something. Will it be right, okay, to ask Mourinho to leave if they fail to win either the EPL or the Champions League this season?
I don't think so, because from the start of the season he has said it. It's a building process.
It's not about what he has said. It's about what the team has achieved in the last week. Because look, if you sit down and say Europa League is nonsense, okay, then you should give us something better than Europa League.
Agreed.
So if he has failed to do that, having spent close to £100 million on the team that won 2 Continental Cups in 2 seasons, what right will he have? Let's not
forget that the best team don't often give success.
Sure.
When it comes to football.
Sure.
So there are so many factors that may count against Chelsea in terms of when you talk about quality of 2 seasons ago. The best of the presently in the world, they regard Mourinho as at least one of the top 3 coaches.
Sure.
But the best of coaches at times also do not win titles for you. So when Di Matteo won it 2 years ago, it wasn't as if he was the best that was available. When Benitez took them through the Europa League, I mean, he worked under pressure, and it wasn't as if he was the best also. at that time. So if Chelsea does not win anything this season, yes, it will have been a disappointment to everybody.
That's an underachievement.
Underachievement.
Okay.
Agreed. But then we are ready to tolerate him.
Well, I would say
like an Abramovich. Do you think it will be justified?
I would say by Mourinho standard and by Chelsea standard of what we have seen of late, that this is a club that they are so impatient with coaches who are not achieving results. For Mourinho, with the kind of stature he has, and for him to have said and the resources at his disposal, and for him to say the Europa League is not, so you can't bring in an excuse that you can't win anything this season. Even by Mourinho standard, just like it's Wenger, he should quit if he fails to win anything this season.
We keep saying resources. Well, we are still saying
hold your peace.
It's true.
Hold your peace.
They don't have any striker.
Whose fault is that? Liverpool's fault, I guess.
No, you can't say they don't have striker. They have Torres, they have Dembaba, you have Zama Ito. I mean, you have
We all know what is involved.
What is involved?
We need a top striker.
Who is the top striker? Who is our top striker?
Viewers.
There is no man here. Give us a Rooney. I didn't know you have given us a Rooney.
Hello, viewers. Well, this is the way we're going to end it. Please, why not join us later in the week when we reveal the midweek Champions League actions, and then preview the weekend, the big league matches in the weekend. I remain yours, Kozim Elebede. Thanks for coming on the show.
My pleasure, Kozim.
Baba, nice having you on the show again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, viewers, for your time, and don't forget, please, post your comments. Yes, we have been getting some comments, and by God's grace, next edition we are going to read these comments, and analysts will talk on them. We want you to post your comments, because whatever you post to us, we are certainly going to look through and discuss. Thank you, and God bless.